am Kristen Simmons and I am pregnant with my first child. So I have been trying to get pregnant, or we have been trying to get pregnant for a very long time. About a year we've been trying, and I'll maybe do another video on our TTC journey, or trying to conceive journey. But for now, I want to go over my first trimester must-haves, and I'm going to do kind of a series here. As of the date of this recording, I am, excuse me, 21 weeks and 3 days. I'll do a little bump date at the end. But I want to make sure that I get all this information out before I forget, because I am now halfway through my second trimester. But when I was trying to get pregnant, and then even when I was newly pregnant, I found out I got the big fat positive pregnancy test. So I was like, okay, now what do I do? And so I know every 2 pregnancies are not going to be the same. This is my experience, and these are products that have helped me. And so I want to share them with you guys, because I know when I was newly pregnant, I was scouring YouTube. I've been watching so many different YouTube videos just for ideas, tips, tricks, things that helped in the first trimester. So I want to share those in this video, and then I'm going to do a second video on things that I wish I knew about the first trimester that they don't tell you. So in this video, I'm going to go over some of the products that might seem obvious, and that some that really have helped me out a lot. So first of all, we found out that we were pregnant. I think I was like barely 4 weeks pregnant, and I didn't really feel any symptoms or anything, but because we had been trying for a year, I had already been taking a prenatal vitamin. So that might seem self-explanatory, but absolutely you want to be on a prenatal vitamin. And so the one that I took, or have been taking for a while, is this, is this new chapter. I'm not sure if it's going to focus on there. The new chapter prenatal, and I really liked this one. I tried a couple prenatals because we started trying, I went off birth control in January of 2018. So we started trying pretty soon after we got married in October of 2017. And so I started on prenatals right away. I had tried different brands, and I think one of the things is the iron in these, because you definitely do want iron. But too much iron can really back you up and cause GI discomfort. So this one has 27 milligrams of iron per serving, and the serving size is 3 tablets that you take. And you can take them whenever. Sometimes people like to take the prenatals at night because it can cause GI discomfort, but I just take one in the morning, noon, and in the evening. So definitely want to get yourself a prenatal, and make sure that it has folate in there as well. And so this has about 135% of what is daily needed for women. And then another vitamin that wasn't included in here that pregnant women absolutely need for fetal development is your fish oils, your DHA. So I have been taking these because this doesn't have the adequate amount. I don't even think it has any of DHA in here. So I've been taking and I've been taking this before I got pregnant too. This is the Irwin Naturals Pure Fish Oil. And the reason that I like this is because there's not a bunch of extra fillers. So when it says it has 2,000 milligrams of purified fish oil, 1,200 of that is EPAs and DHAs. So sometimes when you get a fish oil, it'll say, oh, it might say I have 2,000 milligrams of fish oil, but it's a bunch of fillers. You can get it on Amazon. So I take 2 of these a day in the morning with 1 of these. As far as gut health, so when you get pregnant, basically when you are cycling, if you didn't know this, the days after you ovulate, your egg releases, your progesterone actually gets higher. So you have estrogen and progesterone in your body. Well, after you ovulate, your progesterone increases in the event that you conceived. So usually the time between ovulation and menses, which is when you bleed, your progesterone is higher, and some women will say that they have a hard time going to the bathroom, they feel more constipated during this time, and that's normal because higher progesterone is going to slow your GI tract. And so For me, when I was just normally cycling, I would actually feel like I would get more backed up between ovulation and my period. Well, if you haven't conceived right before you bleed, you get what I affectionately call the period poops. And I talk to my clients about this too. You might experience an influx of having to go to the bathroom. It might be a little bit looser, but your body's basically saying, oh, I don't need this progesterone because I didn't conceive, and your progesterone drops off and you're able to go to the bathroom. Well, if you've conceived, your progesterone stays higher. So one of the first pregnancy symptoms can be constipation. Because we were trying to conceive, I was also on metformin at the time, and I had just started at this cycle. So I thought maybe it's the metformin, maybe it's not. I couldn't really tell, but I was pretty uncomfortable. And then after I found out I was pregnant, I was still pretty uncomfortable. And for someone who's normally very regular, a really hard time going to the bathroom. So once I found out I was pregnant, I quit all of my supplements except for these two. And then at my first doctor's appointment, I went in with a list of the supplements that I was taking, and I was taking quite a bit. So there was lots that she just advised not to take, simply because there's not enough research done on pregnant women. It's not ethical to test vitamins, minerals, supplements on pregnant women, so there's just not enough research. So it might be perfectly safe or it might not. So I tried to keep my supplement stack to a minimum this pregnancy, but one thing I asked if I could take was a probiotic. So I cycle through my probiotics because it's important to mix up the different strains of bacteria that your gut's getting. So right now I'm actually I switch between this one and another one that I've really liked. This is by Renew Life. I get the 50 billion CFUs, and I recommend this to most of my clients too. It's fairly easy to get. The other one that I use is Metagenics, which is a little bit more difficult to get. You usually need like a doctor rec or a rep to get you that. It is more expensive. They're not cheap, but I absolutely do recommend a probiotic just to help with gut health and digestion when you are pregnant. So these 3 items are the 3 supplements that I've continued, and I've been taking them ever since I found out I was pregnant. I didn't stop them. I just made sure, hey doc, is it cool if I take these? A couple of the other supplements that I was taking, we just decided to stop just because there's not enough research on them. And I must add too that I do have IBS. So prior to getting pregnant, I was taking digestive enzymes, I was taking peppermint oil, things to help with my gut. And there's just not enough research on them. So my digestion has definitely slowed down, but some of these things I'll show you have helped that a lot. Another product that I took into my doctor was my green supplement. And so I get this from Amped Nutrition, and I'll leave all these things in the description box as well, and I'll link them. This does have collagen in it as well. It has 6 grams of collagen per serving, and that is another thing that I recommend as well, is collagen. So this does have collagen in it, but then I also take the Vital Proteins brand is collagen. And the reason I take this is it's amazing for joints, hair, skin, nails, especially when you're pregnant too. You want, keep your skin elastic and stretchy, hopefully to prevent, stretch marks, or to give the elasticity in your skin to give a little bit more. Not only that, but it is a full source of protein. So 1 serving is 2 scoops, and there's 18 grams of protein, pure protein source in this. I actually put them together in a shake with berries and chia seeds because it really helps with fiber and being able to go to the bathroom. So these are 2 products that I highly recommend. This, and I also recommend a plant-based protein. I typically use the one from Amped, but as of the recording of this video, of course I'm out because I go through it. Again, I'll leave a discount code. I love that one. And then I also do use the Sun Warrior brand. I don't do dairy, I don't eat dairy, so I always do plant-based proteins. But in my first trimester, I didn't have the nausea that so many women have, been terrified about the nausea. I didn't get that. I got a little bit of nausea in the morning, but as long as I ate, and I ate pretty bland, like maybe a rice cake or toast or something like that, I was fine. I never threw up, so I didn't have the issues that many women talk about. I never threw up. Felt a little nauseous in the mornings, but that was it. I didn't actually put crackers by my bed. I guess I could have, but it was more of just get up, take a second to wake up, and then make sure that you eat. No more going to the gym on an empty stomach. So that really helped me. And then I didn't really have any cravings or anything, but I just couldn't really get myself to eat meat. So protein was really, really essential, and it still is, because I wanted things like yogurts and fruits. So just mixing some protein in there, having a shake with some berries and some micronutrients, some spinach, things like that really helped me not only get my calories in, but also get my protein in and fiber. So I really think that, and I'm still using these in my second trimester, so I swear by my daily shake and my daily greens. So absolutely recommend these two products. Like I said, I wasn't throwing up, but I felt a little kind of queasy in the morning. So I actually went out and bought these Gin candies. The Gins is the brand. I love ginger flavored things. And so they're just like little gummy candies, and I'll find them. I don't have any more because I don't need them anymore. But I'll throw a picture up here on the screen. I'll link them below. I found them at a health food store. They're just like little gummy candies. You can get the hard candies, but Jin's brand, it was a sweet kind of suck candy. And it helped soothe my stomach and calm any sort of queasiness that I might have felt. Again, I was very, very mild, if any. It may have lasted maybe 2 or 3 weeks there, but it wasn't bad at all. I was not horrible. In terms of my diet, prior to getting pregnant, I was very clean, very holistic, and that hasn't changed. I didn't start the whole I'm eating for 2. I didn't do any of that. I wanted to feel good. That was the biggest thing. You just don't feel like yourself. And I was very, very, very tired. That's not normal for me. I know that was a normal pregnancy symptom, but I was so tired. I couldn't get through the day without taking a nap, and I work from home, so I was very lucky in that sense. I don't know how if women that worked outside of the home, how you wouldn't go get a nap, and I just like 30-minute nap, just step away from my computer, and I needed that nap. And so something that has really helped me are these eye masks. And I slept with one before I got pregnant just because my husband likes to watch TV before he goes to bed, but I've loved these, and I actually bought him a pair too because he shift works, so if he wants to sleep during the day. But if you're pregnant and you get to nap, get yourself an eye mask. And both of these brands are Bucky brand, and I really like these because they have like it almost looks like a bra, but it's like a little cutout hole so you can like blink inside. So it gives you enough room, doesn't feel constricting. It's Velcro on the back. So I know it's a weird thing, but it was a pregnancy must-have for me to nap in the middle of the day. So absolutely recommend one of these. This is that Bucky brand. I think I got both of them at Bed Bath & Beyond, but I highly recommend these masks. Water. As a new pregnant woman, you need water. Water, 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 water. And I can't even stress that enough. Like, I was physically thirsty. And again, I've followed very clean, healthy lifestyle for, long before getting pregnant. And so I was always close to a gallon a day. Just naturally, it was just habit. But now I find that I'm so thirsty. So I got myself a refillable water bottle. This is 32 ounces. Fill it up, put some nice cold ice water in there. And go to town. I would drink at least 4, 5, sometimes 6 of these a day. This is 32 ounces, so that's like 1.5 gallons of water. Yes, you're gonna have to pee, but it is what it is. Back to food. So when I found out I was pregnant, I'm working out, avid workout 6 times a week, gym goer, lifter. I never drank coffee. I always had a pre-workout or an energy drink or something like that to get me going in the morning because I'd work out first thing in the morning. Well, again, pre-workouts, caffeine drinks, energy drinks, there's a bunch of other stuff in there that hasn't been tested on women, pregnant women, and it's just, you don't know. Different synthetic ingredients, creatines, things like that. And so I just cut all caffeine. Partly, I knew caffeine isn't necessarily good during pregnancy, but I know you don't have to shun all of it. Part of it was fear on my part, just because it'd taken us so long to get pregnant and I didn't want to do anything to jeopardize a viable pregnancy. So I cut all caffeine up until about 10 weeks. I've just barreled through the exhaustion. I was very tired. And then around 10 weeks or so, I introduced coffee, just straight coffee. I don't really like coffee, but it is the cleanest source of caffeine, and I'm still drinking that. I do one espresso pot, like cup. So I think it's about 100 milligrams, 120. Everything I'm looking for, it says a cup is like 90 to 120 milligrams. And that's all I have in the morning. I get up really early. I have, you know, some rice cakes with jam or something like that, some quick carbs, and I head to the gym. And I've been doing that. I never quit my gym routine, which I'm very proud of myself for. Even though I didn't feel like it, I still went to the gym 5 to 6 times a week and kept up on my gym routine. So drank 32 ounces of water at every workout, had my coffee, and then something else that I've been doing as well that I do recommend, and I know it's very difficult, and depending upon, again, how nauseous you are, and I know you're tired because I was too, I get it, it's just staying active. I feel like the more that I sit, it doesn't really help me with digestion. It makes me feel even more tired. So something that I've been doing, and again, I'm 20 weeks into this pregnancy, is I've got my little Fitbit tracker. It's a Versa tracker. And I've been walking 100,000 steps a week. So I know that's a lot, but that's just a goal that I've had prior to pregnancy. I was, you know, sprinting and jumping and running and doing all those things, but now that I'm pregnant, it's just not very comfortable. I've been kind of changing and keeping competition with myself to get in those 100,000 steps a week, which averages out to roughly 14,200 or 300 a day. So it is significant, but I swear that that's really helped me mentally because I'm walking outside, weather permitting. Physically just helps me keep my digestion going, and just really helps because I'm not doing the strenuous workout that I was doing prior to pregnancy. On that note, my boobs hurt so bad my first pregnancy. Like they ate. I've never had that problem before. I do have implants, but I've never had that problem where they just hurt. So absolutely recommend getting a good solid support bra, one with like 2 or 3 finger length. I just found one at, I think, Target, or I think it was Dick's Sporting Goods or something. Really nice supportive sports bra if you are an avid workouter, just to keep everything from bouncing because that hurts so bad. I started this early, and I know some people were like, why, you were barely showing, blah, 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 but I did, and this is the second brand that I've tried, and I really like this. This is a belly butter oil. It's Mother's Special Blend. And again, I'll link it below, but I got it on Amazon, and this is my first bottle of this, and I've probably been using this, so I'm like 5.5 months pregnant, so this has probably lasted me about 4 months, 3.5, 4 months, and so I still have quite a bit left in here, but I put this on after my shower, and I put it on in the morning and before bed. I've just put this on preventatively, just to keep my skin nice and moisturized in the winter. Here in Arizona, it's not a horrible winter, but we are outside a lot, and so I just wanted to keep my skin nice and nourished. So I really liked this one. It's an all-natural oil, almond oil, cocoa butter, and vitamin E. Those are the 4 ingredients in here. So that's why I really liked it, because it was very clean, simple ingredients, nothing weird. Okay, so lastly, I have 2 books that I absolutely recommend to purchase. My mother actually got this for me when I announced that I was pregnant. And so the first one is the What to Expect When You're Expecting. This is a very detailed, very in-depth book, kind of going through, I like that it goes through everything month by month. So I think that that's really helpful too, because you can follow along, and there's a ton of information at the beginning of the book, you know, just going over diet, you know, things that might seem obvious, don't drink alcohol, stuff like that, but there's other things that you might not even think about. Oh, yeah, I should probably change that. And things to talk to your healthcare provider about as well. So there's really, really awesome information. And then after that, it does go month to month and kind of talks about, you know, changes that you might be experiencing in your body, how big you might be getting, how big baby's getting. So I really like this book, and I like the way that it's laid out. It's very easy to read. There is some like daddy tidbits in here as well, which is pretty cool. So highly recommend this book to anybody who's expecting. And then another book that I got, because this is my first pregnancy, and I don't know that I'll do it with all of my pregnancies. God willing, I have more pregnancies, but I wanted to track my pregnancy symptoms, things like that, because everything is so new and different. So I ended up getting, this is called Bump for Joy, and there's lots of them out there like it, but this is, I got this from Amazon. Again, I'll link it below. It was fairly cheap, but I really like this too because it goes through kind of your preconception, first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, and then your labor and delivery. And so I kind of went through, you know, talking about, I filled in all of the blanks in here, kind of talking about, you know, trying to get pregnant. And then our first trimester, I go through, I documented some of, didn't fill out that page, some of, you know, our first questions together. A lot of these things I sat down with my husband and I was like, hey, how did you feel when I told you we were pregnant? And then I do like that it goes week by week. So again, I'm able to tell like this is week 8, week 9, week 10, week 11, and I'm able to go through and add symptoms in and things like that that are changing throughout the week. I add my weight, I add my bump circumference, and then I can also add photos. So I have been taking photos every week too, and this is something that, again, I saw was cute. It's not a must, but for me, I think it was a must-have, so I wanted to share it. So I actually just went to Target and got a whiteboard. Again, I'm 21 weeks, so this is 21 weeks on my board here. But all I do is I just kind of erase this here, and then I add how big baby is and any symptoms that I might be having, and we take a side photo. So this has been really cool. I do this every week. My weeks change on Fridays. So that's something that I started right when we found out I was pregnant. I think I didn't start till like 5 or 6 weeks though. And then just like it says on here, baby is the size of this week it's a baby bok choy. So I have several pregnancy apps. The one that I like the most is the Ovia app. And again, I don't know if you can see all that, but this is the Ovia app. And I'll link this below as well. But I really like this app. I used Ovia when I was trying to get pregnant too, and then so it tracks your, you know, when you have sex, it tracks your ovulation, it tracks your symptoms and things like that, and then as soon as you get pregnant, it switches over to Ovia Pregnancy, which I really like. There's a lot of fun articles in here. You know, make sure that you're getting your breast pump, health assessments, how big baby's getting. So I really like the Ovia app, but I do also have the Bump app that I look at, the What to Expect app, and Baby Center. Now the cool part about the What to Expect app is that you can actually go on here and you can find different groups under community. This is the What to Expect app, and so I'm due in September of this year, and there's a whole group for women that are due in September of 2019, which is really cool. You can do it by your demographic, you can do it by your location, so it's really kind of cool to have that feature. And then again, there's videos on here, so much cool information. So those 4 I have been kind of jumping between, but I really do use the Ovia app probably the most, just because I'm used to it from when we were trying to conceive. I know this video was probably a little bit longer, but there was just so many things as I was kind of recapping and going through my notes that I just wanted to share, because a lot of these supplements and these things that were absolutely a must-have for me may be really helpful for you as well to kind of make it through the first trimester. So I hope that this video was helpful. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because I will be coming out with more videos on my second trimester and then third trimester. So thanks guys. Bye.